At the Dan Finn Classic 2015, it's the 11th annual Dan Finn Classic, where Paterson Eastside has certainly lived up to the press clippings, holding a 30-9 halftime edge over Atlantic City. Atlantic City is not exactly a pushover opponent, but Eastside seems to be every bit of that and more up to this point.
Oh, without question. They're excelling in the transition game, and they're just making Atlantic City very uncomfortable right now. Right now, Eastside looks faster, their passes are crisper, and they're just playing better basketball. They're playing at a higher rate of speed.
Now, Juan Griles has not rested on his laurels. He's had his team packed back into a 2-3 zone, as we see them doing now. And then other times they've jumped up into an aggressive half-court trap. And both have been very effective in keeping AC in check, as the Vikings with just 2 first-half field goals as we have quarter number 3 underway. Atlantic City moving from right to left. As Jamal Williams sees his pass tapped out of bounds by Marlon Ebanks, Vikings keeping it. Jump stop into the lane, kicked out for Redfern for a 3 is good. Layson Redfern with a three-pointer. One-third of the Vikings scoring output in the first 30 seconds. That one's off the mark, and here comes AC in transition. Nice step through, but that's rejected by Geeston.
Well, Geeston didn't even have to elevate. He just raised his arm and swatted that ball away. Goes to show you.
We take a look at the three-pointer by Redfern. First and only point so far of this third quarter, but Jamal Williams was looking for daylight, and Geeston was in eclipse. Paterson Eastside with the ball in an 18-point lead.
Well, in my mind, Atlantic City's opportunity to get back into this game is now. Try to set the tone early here in the second half.
Atlantic City staying in the zone. They had little or no success with the man defense early on. They've managed to slow down the Ghosts' offense a little bit, and you saw there as that zone defense just made Paterson Eastside work the ball enough so that they could force the turnover.
Also looking to extend their possession there and find the shot that suits them best here with an 18-point lead.
Geeston from the backside got the body contact that time and was called for the foul. He's had 3 or 4 of those backside blocks, but this time he sends Jameer Pavard to the foul line. Pavard touches every part of the rim, rattles it home. He's 3 out of 3 from the line and misses the 4th. Geeston battles for that carom and comes away with it. Nice effort there by Geeston. Pass was intended for Teray Gantling. He has it knocked out of bounds, so Paterson Eastside will keep it. Well, that was a nice pass by Geeston as well. Young man showing a little bit of everything today.
Atlantic City with 4 points to open up this second half. See Paterson Eastside right now very methodical in their offensive approach. Taking time, looking for shots and opportunities that best suit them.
Well, when you have as dominant the first half as they did, entering with a 21-point lead, you can shorten the game. And Geeston spins into the paint and is fouled on his way up. Great footwork there by the big guy.
That's a nifty move, taking the feed right there and staying composed in traffic.
Charge to Kevin Allen. He's first. Team's first.
Kevin Allen called on the foul for the Vikings. Geeston's free throw is halfway down. Maybe another indication that the rims are just a little bit tighter here than most of these athletes are used to.
Kevin Allen.
Allen with the putback makes the score 31-15. Geeston, left elbow jumper, that's off the mark. Tapped up by Johnson, misses the putback. And much as we saw in the first quarter, Paterson Eastside attacking the glass in waves.
Well, for a 6'7" forward, Geeston dribbles the ball very well. He's very under control. Those dribbles and controls the ball like a guard.
And Awesome Johnson makes the first of two.
One more.
Marlon Ebanks back into the contest for the Ghosts. Second shot is up and good. 10 points for Awesome Johnson. Back to an 18-point lead, and here's that trapping pressure that the Ghosts have employed, and there's Justin with those long arms. Boy, I don't know if he did that on purpose, but if so, that was one heck of a feed as Teray Gatling with the finish.
That sequence was started by a dangerous pass into the middle of the lane, which is why the ball was turned over.
Thomas misses the three, but gets his own board. Allen tries to follow, misses the putback. And on the third opportunity, Awesome Johnson is fouled. So Atlantic City showing some life, trying to attack on the offensive end, but not able to convert the baskets as Paterson Eastside maintains that comfortable 20-point margin.
Well, the St. Anthony contingent has arrived.
That jumper is off the mark. And the rebound comes loose to Awesome Johnson, who puts it home. 12 points for Johnson.
Paterson Eastside is 37-15.
Almost turned over, but Pervard saves it and then eventually does turn it over as Awesome Johnson steps in for the steal. Nifty floater from the right side by Marlon Ebanks. A lot of depth being deployed right now by Paterson Eastside. They've extended that margin to 39-15, their largest of the game.
So smooth, what a composed, soft touch on that floater.
Well, just Geeston's going to be called for the foul there. And there are those long arms of Geeston filling the lane. Let's get a look and see if he was actually trying to pass this or if he just lost it. I think he kind of, it's a little bit of each, really.
Nonetheless, the result, what Paterson Eastside wanted, that all started with a dangerous pass right into the middle of the lane.
Pervard misses the first foul shot. Second one is good. And Pervard will have a seat. He's replaced by Ryan Fader. Paterson Eastside 39, Atlantic City 16. And an offensive foul is called on Geeston. I believe that's number 4 on him.
The foul charge to Skakir Geeston is 4 on Geeston, 3 on the team.
And Juan Griles leaving Geeston in the game with 4 fouls and still 3 minutes and change to go in the third quarter. Still a lot of breathing room for Paterson Eastside. Johnson taps that to himself nicely, ducks under, but his layup attempt is short. Rebound is thrown off Johnson nicely by Layson Redfern.
Thank God for Moyer Harris on for Atlantic City. Replacing Williams.
So Geeston does come out of the game with those 4 fouls. And thank God Okenwa into the game. Players tumbled to the ground. And Taj Upshaw gets up grimacing. It seems none the worse.
Atlantic City having a lot of trouble passing the ball. Paterson Eastside cutting off passing lanes very nicely. And using those opportunities to get out into transition and get easy buckets. That's been a theme of this game.
Left corner three by Asim Johnson misses the mark. And Johnson is called for the foul and claims that he never touched him. Fourth team foul on Paterson Eastside. Ryan Fader to inbound. Nice quick ball rotation there by the Vikings, but Munir Harris misses the shot. Quick steal there by Layson Redfern. Redfern in transition, drives, floats it up, and the block is called. The shot doesn't go. But Taj Upshaw drew that contact and was not able to get the charge call.
Well, a rare transition opportunity for Atlantic City.
So Redfern with a pair, his first of the game. And he converts the first. Second foul called on Taj Upshaw. Second one is off the mark. A nice hustle there by Layson Redfern, trying to track that down at the sideline and forcing it out off Asim Johnson. So the Vikings with another opportunity. They scored just 9 points in the first half. They've already got 8 here in the third quarter, and we still have almost 2 minutes to go. Nice feed there for the drive to the hoop by Munir Harris.
Oh, a nice open look underneath right there.
And Paterson Eastside with the advantage of the big lead, spreading the floor. Here's Johnson on the dribble drive, fall away 10-footer is short, but the offensive rebound is put up and in by Samuels.
Well, they've excelled on the offensive boards. Really just a complete game today by the Paterson Eastside Ghosts, dominating in every facet.
And Allen shuffled the feet before he put that one down, so Eastside just about where they were at halftime. They were up by 21. It's now a 22-point margin. Eugene Allen will certainly be a little happier with his performance of his Vikings in the third quarter, but again, they just seem to be overmatched by a very talented Ghost squad.
I'm just very impressed with how well Paterson moves the ball, whether it's in their half-court offense, whether it's in their transition game. Their passes are just so crisp and quick. They're in sync with one another. It seems like every possession down the floor.
Well, you have a lot of athleticism on the floor at any given time. So whether it's running the transition or just playing that maddening zone defense that AC really hasn't found any solution for. They are a tough team to beat, and then they'll turn up the heat with that trap. And they have caught Atlantic City flat-footed several times with that defensive shift. So out of the timeout, Paterson Eastside inbounds. Here's Samuels. And he changed pivot feet. You're not allowed to do that. Nice feed down low for Kevin Allen. Takes the feed from Jameer Pavard. (41-21), Paterson Eastside. Up by 20 as we're inside a minute to play.
Well, this by far has been the best quarter for Atlantic City in this game, but still having trouble stopping Paterson Eastside on the other end of the court. They still have as high of an energy level to go to as they did in the opening minutes, just a little more methodical now in their approach, the 20-point lead.
Nice ball movement there as Samuels forces one up. It's wide right, but on the rebound, a foul is committed. It should be non-shooting as Trey Gatling came up with the loose ball. You know, Seth, we talked about earlier on today how it can be very hard to gauge a matchup. I think this was one a lot of people were looking forward to, and perhaps it's a testament to Paterson Eastside being maybe even a little better than people expected them to be, because they have owned the better part of this basketball game.
They've certainly lived up to their billing. Like I said, in my mind, and the four boys basketball teams we've seen, the best one to this point in the afternoon, which has turned into evening. Something tells me that could change with St. Anthony and the Patrick School coming up at Ed Linden, along with Long Island Lutheran coming up. It's four fantastic teams lie ahead here.
Yep. Time winding down in the third quarter, and obviously Layson Redfern had more time than he realized as he looks in bewilderment. Maybe somebody was counting down, because Redfern put that up like he thought the buzzer was imminent, and it was not. So we've got 3 quarters in the books here at the Armory, and Paterson Eastside holding a 41-21 lead as we take a look at some highlights. Again, that's from the first half. Want to remind you that coming up, as Seth Cantor just mentioned, St. Patrick's High School, formerly St. Patrick's High School, now known as the Patrick School, against old rival St. Anthony. We'll have a presentation inducting the 2003-04 St. Anthony's team into the Dan Finn Classic Wall of Fame as we look at another shot from outside. I believe that was Redfern's 3. And here's the steal and the pass by Geeston, who has, I think, been the best player on the floor, with the finish by Trey Gatling. We'll see that halftime ceremony coming up at our next game. The Miracle of St. Anthony. 33-0, hard to fathom.
One of the 27 state championships. Team of a number of unsung heroes.
Fourth quarter underway. Paterson Eastside not going to choose to be too patient, and they might as well not be, as Awesome Johnson nails a three-pointer.
Speaking about that book, they chronicle St. Anthony through that 2003-2004 season, but the parallel narrative there is the focus on Bob Hurley and his approach with these young men and how he was trying to shape them to be leaders of the future.
Kevin Allen answered back with a three-pointer, so we're back to a 20-point game. Johnson tries to hit another 3 from the same spot, comes up empty this time. And a foul is called as Ryan Fader takes the rebound. As we take a look at Kevin Allen's answer from the left corner. Nice job by Pavard in traffic. Kicks to the right side for Thomas. Pull-up 15-footer is good. 4 points for Lamar Thomas.
I'm excited about the next game because it's going to be my first opportunity to see Bob Hurley coach live. I've seen him on TV, but I haven't seen him live, so I'm excited. I'm greatly anticipating what we're going to see coming up next between St. Anthony and the Patrick School.
Well, Terrell Griffin hits a three-pointer for Paterson Eastside, lest there be any doubt. As defense suddenly becoming optional in the early stages of quarter number 4. Kevin Allen fouled driving the baseline, so he'll be rewarded with 2 free throws. Third foul called on Teray Gatling. Allen misses the first. Thank God Okenwa in the game. No, folks, that's his name. Thank God Okenwa. Number 24 in white, as Kevin Allen makes 1 of 2. 47-27. Eastside in control as they have been really throughout. Driving finger roll layup is short. We're seeing Shakir Geeston back in the game in spite of those 4 fouls. Air ball put up by Prevard in the corner. And on the alternating possession, the Ghosts will inbound.
Well, at this point in the game for Atlantic City, I think Eugene Allen just wants to see positives that his team can carry over into the next contest. Remember, only counts as 1 game. When you're down by 20 points, it feels like more, but it counts as 1 in the standings, and that's it.
Drive and dish underneath goes through the hands of Griffin. And on the turnover, the Vikings will take it back. Here's Lamar Thomas running the offense. Eastside has stayed in that passive zone defense for most of the second half. They haven't needed more than that as they led by 21 at the break. Almost picked off, but Fader drives and then puts up a wild shot. Artistic play there by Kevin Allen, hanging in midair and throwing it out of bounds off Geeston.
A nice awareness, heads-up play. Even though Atlantic City down by 20 points there, goes to show you that his head is still in the game.
3-pointer from the corner by Lamar Thomas. And Atlantic City just cannot find the range in this building. The duck under is good. Nazir Smith got the continuation, the basket, and the foul. So 4 points for Smith, and he will go to the foul line.
Charge to Jamal Williams is second. Team 6th. Smith shooting.
Smith converts the 3-point play. Eastside hitting the half-century mark, 50-27. Almost turned over, but somehow Lamar Thomas came out with that. A nice dish for the layup by Jameer Prevard.
Jameer Prevard from Thomas.
Well, when I talk about positives moving forward, a possession like that certainly fits that bill.
Nazir Smith just throws it right back at Atlantic City. Quick transition. Well, AC hasn't had that many baskets, so it's been hard for Paterson Eastside to get into much of a transition game. But they have responded quickly when they've needed to. Jameer Prevard turns that one over with the walk. Vikings showing a little token full court pressure, but pulling back out of it as Nazir Smith crosses the midcourt line. Geeston now well behind the arc, clears out some space, drives the reverse layup, ducks under, and puts it up with the right hand. Nice move by Shakir Geeston.
They're so quick. Paterson Eastside. I'll tell you what, I know we have plenty of season left, but just looking at this Ghosts team, this is a squad that could do some damage in the postseason this year.
Thomas with the strip. Thomas running the floor. Numbers back, and that hit swatted by, thank God, Okenwa. But he did get a piece of the body. Well, Geeston's been causing enough trouble in his own right. Akinwa seems to be a little bit more of a raw talent, but he's also got those long arms and legs. Lamar Thomas makes the first of two. Trying to get the substitution straight now, as Kevin Allen has a seat on the Viking bench. Lamar Thomas makes two, and there's a quick release, just a little too far for Ebanks, who saves it inbounds to Akinwa. Nazir Smith moving on Redfern. Kicks it out for Mumu Johnson. And he's called for the walk.
Oh, it's a chance now for some faces from Paterson Eastside that might not normally get into regular season game action very much to play here with a 23-point lead with 3:11 left to go.
Smith on the turnover running the floor. Contact, misses the shot, but he's fouled on the play.
It's always good to see what kind of depth you have.
Second foul on Layson Redfern. And Nazir Smith makes the first. Now both teams going into the bench as Ahmad Biggins makes his first appearance. Jamal Williams will have a seat. Uneventful day for the junior. Akinwa with the tap in on the missed. Left side, Redfern misses the shot. Paterson Eastside on the run. Even the subs know what to do as Ebanks drives the floor and lays it in. It is now a 28-point lead for Paterson Eastside.
Now you said it, their second unit runs their transition game just as well as the first. A lot of depth and a lot of bodies on this Paterson Eastside team.
Well, in case you forgot about Geeston, he reminded us who he is with that emphatic block. That young man fills out a little bit. He could be quite a collegiate ball player. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Pull-up J by Nazir Smith is back rimmed. And it will go to the Atlantic City Vikings. Nazim Derry, number 35, in for AC. Lamar Thomas will have better days. He sits down on the Vike bench. Ball looked like it was kicked by Mumu Johnson. AC will keep. Geeston gets a seat after a very impressive outing. We're seeing Delford Wheatley for the first time. Cross-court pass for Derry. Derry drives into traffic. And that was Wheatley with the block. Well, it's a position that Paterson Eastside is not unaccustomed to, as they are now just working out the last minute of playing time in a one-sided victory. Smith ducks under, kicks it out for Ebanks. Ghosts in the four corners now with 40 seconds to go. And Smith waves off his teammates as the clock ticks inside 30 to play. Moo Johnson on the right side, up high for Ebanks. And the crowd starts to recognize the complete performance put on today by Paterson Eastside as Nazir Smith drives into a load of traffic. Ends up turning it over, but that will all be academic. The only thing that's going to possibly be affected is the final score. The outcome has been well in doubt, probably since the end of the first quarter. Remember to stick around after the conclusion of this game for the Player of the Game awards as a three-pointer is hit by Jameer Pravard. So that counts in the score sheet, and indeed the final score does change. But Paterson Eastside, with a complete performance, defeats Atlantic City 59-34.
Well, for a wire-to-wire, Paterson Eastside just controlled this game in every single aspect. They played a terrific transition game. They defended well, cut off passing lanes. Very fluid, very crisp, athletic team, and a complete, decisive wire-to-wire victory for the Paterson Eastside Ghosts, who improved to 8-3 as Atlantic City falls to 5-3.
And I'm sure Eugene Allen, the head coach of Atlantic City, would have liked to see a more comparable matchup, but at least on this day, his team was just outclassed from beginning to end. Juan Griles pestered the Vikes with their zone defense in the first half, and that was enough to build a cushion that was easy to hold on to in the second half, as Mr. Ed Finn is at the scorer's table, and we're going to be having the presentation of players of the game.
And the high score with 15, 3-point goal is Steve Johnson. Paterson Eastside 9-3, Atlantic City 6-3.
Well, Seth, 4 games in the books. 2 more to go. Feels like we just got here. There's no more light streaming through the windows, so we've missed daylight.
I guess night has fallen upon us.
Night has fallen, and St. Patrick's and St. Anthony's are getting ready to warm up, and we'll send it now down to courtside and Mr. Ed Finn for the Player of the Game presentations.
Tonight at 8 o'clock, in evening victory lotto. If your 50-50 ticket number matches the evening victory lotto, there's a $5,000 prize. We have 5 tickets left. Attend with a $5,000 prize. You can sign up right at this table right here. Take a look around. Yellow shirts, green shirts, all volunteers, referees, ticket takers, concession stands, all volunteers. 100% of the funds that we take in goes back in the form of educational, charitable, and humanitarian causes. We are total in the neighborhood of $400,000 over the course of the 10 years of the Dan Finn Classic. We want to give out our Player of the Game awards. From Atlantic City, Kevin Allen. And from the ghost of Paterson Eastside, Awesome Johnson. Okay, Coach, great game. Please clean it, clean it.